What?
Thursday evening?
Thursday evening,
Yes.
exactly. Beginning on, and Rabbi Lior will be on Zoom with everybody on Thursday evening, and then I'll be with everybody on Friday evening because it's going to be very interesting.
What?
We're going to switch from. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna be doing Russian language Shabbat,
Mm.
and then at 4 o'clock, and then at 4:45, I'm gonna have to pivot and switch from maybe I guess I'll do Russian and English together. I'll have to figure this out about how to, about lighting the candles at 4:45 for Hanukkah. So that'll be really something. So
So you're doing the candles a week from tonight?
a week from tonight at 4:45, and if you would like, Ellen, you can come on at 4 o'clock and have a Shabbat service that's in Russian as well as is Hebrew.
I don't understand Russian.
I'm not surprised. It's
I think I know about 5 words.
At 4:45, you're going to light the candles?
4:45. Yeah, it's still amazing to me that I can speak and understand Russian. It's still feels like a miracle. So
4:45 next Friday.
that's right. That's right.
Rabbi Jim,
Yeah.
did you study Russian before you went to Russia for the job?
Yes, right. So I started studying Russian, believe it or not, when I was 13 years old.
Oh.
Or
How
maybe
come?
or however old you are when you start high school. So I began as a ninth grader because when I went to so my family moved from one town to another at the very end of eighth grade. And in eighth grade, I had been taking French. Now, as it turns out, I can speak a fair number of languages, or I mean, I actually can't speak them fluently, but I can at least make the appropriate sounds in a bunch of languages. In French, I cannot make the sounds.
I can't either.
It is just I do not know what it is about French. It's just like I try to make French noises, and it sounds utterly ridiculous. And so at the end of eighth grade, it was clear that I had to give up French. So the town that we moved to offered German. Now I was born in Germany. My father was an American soldier, and when it came time for me to be born, my parents were there. So I was born in an army hospital in Heidelberg. So I always had this interest in German. But the German class that was available conflicted with another thing hello, Ellie, how are you?
Good. How are you, Rabbi?
Good. I hope you don't mind.
Good Shabbat.
I'm telling you how I began speaking Russian.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I said, all right, I'm an unusual child, and so I don't want to take Spanish because that's what typical kids do, and I'm the farthest thing from typical. Which if only I had the perspective of that I have now, I would be like, wait, eventually you're going to have a serious girlfriend from Colombia, and it's going to be really, really helpful to speak Spanish. So eventually I learned Spanish because it was just the right thing to do. But at that point, I had that sort of, I was a very, very arrogant teenager. It was not pleasant, I think, to be with me. And, so I said, I'm gonna learn Russian because they had Russian. So, and then one thing led to another. Hello, Arthur.
How are you, Rabbi?
I'm good, Arthur. So nice to hear your voice.
Thank you.
You're holding up.
Good.
Good. I'm glad. Arthur, I'm just telling the story of how I started this conversation. So that was high school, and I wasn't good at Russian, but I went to, my parents were generous enough to give me a trip to Russia with my teacher, who one of her sort of side gigs was leading tours to Russia. So we went to Russia.
Arthur, you need to mute yourself.
I'll do that. I can take care of it. Harry, I can take care of it. And then, so I got to go to Moscow in 1984, if you can believe it. So it was very, very bleak.
Yeah.
Russia was extremely bleak in the 80s. Oy. And so, and then I don't think anything would have come of the Russian, particularly except for the fact that when I was a senior in high school, I took an English class and we read Crime and Punishment.
Uh-huh.
And like most, sort of self-consciously intellectual teenagers, I had this reaction to Dostoevsky. I was just transported. And so when I went to college the next year, even though my original plan was to do political science, I stuck with the Russian and took Russian literature classes, and that was it. I was completely sold. So very, very quickly, I was a Russian major and stayed that way, and then ended up getting a PhD in Russian literature. What I was thinking, I have no idea, but clearly the universe had an idea for me that that me being fluent in Russian was important to somebody at some point. So I started speaking Russian when I was 12 or 13, and I never have stopped. I wasn't always very good at it. My Russian is probably now at probably as good as it ever has been, and because I speak all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I speak with Russian folks all. I had an hour session with a Russian resident at 1550 Beacon Street today, and it's just such an incredible privilege to be able to speak with these people who went through the war.
Which one?
They all have stories of World War II and evacuate, either evacuation or losing their whole. I mean, it's just so wrenching what this population went through. And
Yeah.
to be Jewish in the Soviet Union was this woman's son was an artist, and he applied to every single art school in the region where they lived, and every single one turned him down because he was Jewish. And just it's completely brazenly, like, oh no, you're a Jew, you can't come here. And so eventually he ended up going to the Teachers Institute, and became an art teacher, and because that Jews were allowed to do. So it's really amazing.
One of my grandfathers came from Russia, and he had the ugliest hands I'd ever seen. And someone told me, a great aunt, why, when he was, I guess, in his teens, he loved music. He wanted to be a violinist, and he cried. It's the only thing he came to this country with was his violin.
Oh, wow.
He couldn't play it. He couldn't play it anymore. His family broke his hands so that he would not be in the Tsar's army.
Oh, wow. Oh.
He was a Jew, and he would never speak a word of Russian when he came here. He refused.
Yeah.
He was a wonderful grandfather.
Yeah. But it's a pity you never got to hear him play the violin. That is really sad.
Well, he gave it to someone in the family, and she played it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So I'm just going to ask Augie to call Stuart Richmond, if you don't mind going. I don't know if you've already called him, then don't worry about it. But we tried to have him last week, and so last week we had a problem because there was a discrepancy between my email that went out that had the correct Zoom ID, and then the one that went out from so Judy, this is relevant to you because this is what happened to you last week. The weekly that it went out to all of CCB, the printed version had a different number. And so some people ended up in the wrong one. So I really apologize for that because that was not great. But Stuart was in that boat. He ended up in that situation where he was stuck. Oh, excuse me, my dog is barking at something. Excuse me 1 second. Doggy. Oh.
I wish they would be free to be seen all the time.
It'd be
I'd
nice
love it.
to see them.
Yeah. And the painful thing is you try to pat them and you can't because we're on Zoom.
That's right, yeah.
Rosie.
Someone's run away from home.
Rosie.
He's got one of them in his arm.
He'll get the other.
Where Rosie went. This is Puck.
What's his name?
Puck. Like the Sprite in
Yep.
Although that makes it sound
Midsummer Night's Dream.
right. That makes it fancier than it is because really he was named after a hockey puck.
Tucker, okay.
That makes better sense.
Let me go find the other one.
And you see this dog just going, and running that way. Oh, that must be fun.
My son's first corgi was named Beckett after the pitcher on the Red Sox, I think.
Oh, Lord. I have friends who have 2 corgis, mom and son.
That's what I have too. Let's see.
Really?
Show it to you. There
Well,
they are. The bigger one is the mother. She's 2
Oh,
years
that's
old.
the other kind. Mine.
They're the cardigan.
Yeah.
Can you get it to?
Hello?
Hello, Stuart. How are you?
It looks
Hi,
like they're gonna
Rabbi.
take off like with wings.
Yeah, they've got big ears.
Yeah.
Stuart, we're looking at a picture of 2 dogs, and one is much bigger than the other. Oh, we lost somebody.
Oh,
Oh,
Hello, Stuart. So nice to have you.
thank you. I missed you last week.
I want to say I want to apologize because there was a mistake. There was a mistake in the we lost Ellie. There was a mistake, Stuart, on the weekly series of
The directory.
exactly. And so for whatever reason, it ended up with the wrong Zoom ID for
Oh,
the Shabbat service. So I really apologize because you and Judy were hanging around waiting for us to show up and we never did. So I do apologize.
okay, that's all right. That's understandable.
Yeah, these things happen, unfortunately, in the world of Zoom. It's amazing how easy it is for things to get sort of messed up. So, how are you doing, Stuart?
How my what?
How are you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to Hanukkah.
Oh, yes, yes. So, and you're over at 1550 Beacon Street, so you're lucky. If you want to, you can go outside at 5:30 every night but Shabbat, and they're going to be lighting candles on the steps of Temple Beth Zion. So it's too far to walk for most people at 100 Center Street, but for people at 1550, it's right next door. So.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that made it into the. All right. Thank you, Augie. That's great. Have a great evening.
I think we
Okay.
have a minion.
All right, I didn't want to interrupt, but
You can always interrupt.
it was nice to see you. See everyone.
Augie.
Nice to
Thanks so much.
see you.
week.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so it's just about time. I think we should get started. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Hanukkah and looking forward to lighting candles and celebrating and all that kind of stuff. All right, we will start with a nigun, a wordless melody, and now I'm gonna mute everybody, and so everyone can sing as loud as they want, and but we won't have to have the cacophony. All right, so I'm so glad that everyone is with us. It's really great, and we're going to start with this nigun. It's called Bina's nigun. All right, so let's see here. Now, how many people have a book in front of them and how many people need to use? Everyone has a book? I don't know. Ellen, do you have a book? Yeah, Ellen Sarot, do you have a book? You do. All right, great. I'm going to go grab one, and we won't bother with the screen share because the screen share has not been working, and so it's better just to use the book. Okay. All right. We will turn to page 10. For Yedid Nefesh, beloved of my soul, compassionate Father, draw me, your servant, to your desire. Would that I could run like a gazelle and bow before your beauty, for I find your love sweeter than honey, with light. Beautiful, splendorous light of the world, my soul is sick with love. Please, God, heal her by bathing her in your serene light. Then she shall surely be strengthened and healed and be your servant forever. Ancient One, let your compassion flow. Have pity on the child whom you love, for I have yearned for so long to see your luminescent power. My God, my beloved, hurry, please do not hide. Please, my beloved, reveal yourself. Spread the sukkah of your love over me. May the whole world be illuminated with your glory. Then shall we be glad and rejoice with you, my lover. Come quickly, for the time has come. Have compassion for me, as in days of old. And we will sing now in the Hebrew. Yedid nefesh av harachaman mishochav dach echitzonach yarutz avdach Kamo aya yishtachave mol hadarach ki echavlo yedidutach mi nofetzu V'chol ta'am hadu na'eh ziv ha'olam nafshicholat avatach ha'na'elna Chifana la beharot la noam zivach as titchazeh titraper aitalach Shichat olam, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla yalla la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la, la la ya la la yalla la la, yalla la 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 la. La 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 All right, so we'll turn to page 11 for Lechuna Rana now as we begin Kabbalat Shabbat, the process of receiving Shabbat into our souls. Good Shabbos, Marsha. It's nice to have you here with us. Page 11. Ladonai Naria Litzo Yishenu Nekadama Fanav Betoda Bizmirot Naria Lo On page 12 at the little arrow. Arba'im Shana Hakut Bedor Vomam Dwelevavhem Vehim Lo Yedu Derachai Asher Nishbati V'Api Imivonel Nuchati. And we'll turn to page 13 for Psalm 96. So sing to Adonai a new song. Sing to Adonai all the earth. Sing to Adonai, praise God's name day after day. Tell of God's deliverance. All right. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basaru, Liyom, Liyom, Yeshuato, Saparu Vagoyim, Kevodo, Bechol, Ha'amim, Fleuta, Emleu Bagoyim, Kevodo, Bechol, Ha'amim, Fleuta, Migadol Adonai, Umeolam Lehio, Norahu, Akol Elohim, Aol Adonai, Umeolam Lehio, Norahu, Akol Elohim, Ya Elahi, Ya
Rabbi, where's Sandy?
I don't know. She was on and then she was off. I don't know what happened.
She's almost always here.
Yeah, I hope she's all right. But she was on for a minute, so I assume she's okay.
Okay,
All right.
you don't have an opinion, so.
Yeah. Page 14. The heavens shall be glad, and the earth rejoice. The sea and its fullness roar. The meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise. As Adonai comes to judge the earth, judging lands with righteousness and peoples with divine truth. Page 15. Adonai malachta gelaret yismechu i'im rabim. V'nan v'yorefel tzvivav tzedek u'mishpat nechon kiso. Adonai reigns. Let the earth be glad. Let the many distant islands rejoice. Clouds and thick darkness surround the divine. Righteousness and justice secure God's throne. We'll turn to page 16. Zion hears of it and rejoices. The city of Judah exult as you, Adonai, pass judgment. You, Adonai, are above all that is earthly, exalted over all that is worshipped as divine. Light is sown for the righteous and joy for the upright. Rejoice in Adonai, you righteous people, and thank God as you pronounce the divine holy name. We'll start at the arrow on page 16. Oh, Adonai, Sinura, Shomer nafshot chasidav miyad rishayim yatzilem, Or zaru latzadik, Urish lelev simcha, Sinechu tzadikim b'Adonai, V'hodu lezecher kodsho. Page 17. Mizmor shiru ladonai shir chadash ki niflaot asa Hoshia lo yemino uzro Kodsho Hodia Adonai Yeshuato Le'enei Agoim Gilad Tzidkato Zacha Chasdo Ve'emunato Leved Yisrael Lalai 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 Yalai Lalai 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 Yalai Lalai 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 Halalai Lalai 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 Yalalai Lalai 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 Halalai Lalai 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 Halalai Lalai Lalai. Page 18, call out to Adonai, all the earth. Break out in joyful singing. Sing to Adonai to the music of the lyre. Lyre and voices making music together. With horns and shofar cries, trumpet the presence of the sovereign Adonai. Let the sea and all that is in it roar. Let the earth and all who inhabit it thunder. Let the rivers clap hands while mountains sing in harmony. Greeting Adonai, who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with justice and the nations with truth. All right, so we will turn now to page 23 for Lecha Dodi. Guitar is all tangled here. Let's see here. There we go. Lecha Dodi Lecha Kalai Alalai 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 Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Ha 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 Lecha Dodi Lecha Kalai Alalai 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 Bnei Shabbat Nekabela yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, ha, 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 lechaduni, likrat galai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Page 24. La, la, hitorari, hitorari, kibta ore, kumi ori, uri, uri, shidaberi, kavod Adonai, alayk ligla, lechaduni, likrat galai, alalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, ha, 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 lechaduni, likrat galai, alalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. And I invite you to rise as you are able for the final verse as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Oi shalom atet ba'ala gam b'simcha u'tzola toch emunei am segula boi chala boi chala lecha dodi lecha gala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela ha 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 lecha dodi lecha gala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela ha ha lecha dodi lecha gala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela ha ha lecha dodi lecha gala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. All right, good Shabbos, Annette. It's nice to see you. Annette, if you haven't noticed, I put a book in your little basket outside your door, so you can grab it if you don't have it yet, and then you can follow along much more easily. So it's great to see you. You're muted, Annette, so I can't hear what you're saying.
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Rabbi Jim.
How are you? Did you get the
Good.
book I left outside your door?
Yes, I have the book.
Great.
Should I
Good.
should I go grab it now?
Yeah, because we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of it now, and this way you'll be able to follow the service much more easily.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great.
I'll just grab it.
Good. So we're going to turn to page 27 for Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, the song of the Sabbath day. Let's see what happened to there it is. Okay. All right, great. Tov lahudot l'Adonai u'lezamer l'shimcha elyon, lahagid ba'boker chasdecha v'emunatecha b'leilot, alei asor v'alei navel, alei higayon b'chinmar. Ki simchachtani Adonai v'fo'alecha, b'maaseh yadecha ya'aranen. Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai, ve'od amaku machshavotecha. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and sing to your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak and your faithfulness each night. Finger the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up. You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. How wonderful are your works, Adonai. How subtle your designs. Turn to page 28. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards. In old age, they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock, in whom there is no flaw. Tzadikatzamar yifrach ke'eres ba'levanon yisgeshetolim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu od yenuvun b'sevad shenim ra'ananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai Suri velo avaladabo. All right, so we'll turn now to page 30, and I'll invite anyone who has someone to remember for Kaddish. We can't say Kaddish, we only have 9, but we can say the alternative prayer for Kaddish. So if you have someone that you are remembering this week, please feel free to unmute yourself and let us know. Okay, Judy, go ahead and unmute yourself. Judy, I think it's star, what is it, *6 to unmute? There we go. Judy, whom are you remembering this week?
My mother, Ethel Pearl Jacobs.
Ethel Pearl Jacobs. Thank you very much. And I'm remembering Catherine Krupnik. Judy, would you like to lead us in the Mourner's Kaddish?
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Is anybody else saying it?
Just you. I can say it with you. Bialma, Divrach, Yiruteh.
Husay, Yamlich Makusay. Yay, Makut. I don't have the book.
Oh, you don't have the book with you? Okay, I'll say it for you then.
Locked up in it's storage. We had a flood in my apartment.
Okay, I'll have to get you another one, Judy. That's fine.
I'll get it this week.
Good. Amen. Yehesh me Rabba Mevarach, Alamo, Amaya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Imam Vitnase, Vitadar, Vitalev, Vitalav, Shemed, Richu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shir, Tush bechata v'nechanata, Miran b'lema v'imrame, Yehe Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, Nakim Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Oseh Shalom b'mamav, Huya Oseh Shalom.
Shalom.
Amen.
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 Oseh Shalom b'mamav, Huya Oseh Shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael.
Amen.
Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom.
Shalom.
Al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom aleinu. Al kol Yisrael. Okay, so we will continue now on page 37. Is that right? 39, page 39, 39a in English. The first bracha before the Shema. Baruch Ata Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings on the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the days to vision, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch Ata Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Ma'avir yom u'mehevi laila, ma'avdil ben yom u'ben laila, Adonai Tzevaot Shmo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yemuch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Ata Adonai, Amari Baravi. Page 40. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amecha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochvenu u'kumenu, Nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha, Le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, V'orech yameinu, V'orech yameinu, U'vehem negeh, Yomam v'layla, Yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu, V'orech yameinu, U'vehem negeh Yomam v'layla, V'yavedecha Al tazim imenu leolamim, Baruch Ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantaham levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitzecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochtecha u'v'kumecha Ukshartam le'ot al yadecha, ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'hisharecha. And we'll continue silently on page 42. Bahaya im shemosh. So we'll come to the page 43 at the top. Emet ve'emana kol zot v'kayam aleinu ki hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'in zulato v'anachnu Yisrael. This is our enduring affirmation, binding on us that Adonai is our God and there is none other, and we, Israel, are God's people. Okay, so page 44. U'malchuto v'ratzo Alehem, Moshe Miriam, Bnei Israel lechanu shira, v'simcha rabba, v'yameru chulam, mi kamocha b'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedaba kodesh norat hilot ol sefer malchutecha ra'u banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'yameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'ema yifada Adonai et Yaakov u'galo mi'ed chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael. Page 45. Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us and remove from us enemies, pestilence, storage, salvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch ata Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai, apurei sukat shalom aleinu, yal kol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim. I invite you to rise as you are able for Vishamru. This is page 46. The people Israel shall observe Shabbat, maintaining it as an everlasting covenant throughout all generations. It is a sign between me and the people Israel for all time, that in 6 days Adonai made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day ceased from work and rested. V'shamiru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dochatam b'chitohu la'ameni uven b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et ha'aretz v'yom hashvi'i Shabbat v'yina. So we will turn now to page 47 for the Amidah. Our custom is to sing the first three brachas of the Amidah and then to continue silently. So I invite you to rise as you are able on page 47. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagadol, Hagibur v'hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imachot, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו ואהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. Page 48. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע. Vashiva Ruach Umarida Geshem Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei metim berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Mi chamocha ba'al gebrot, Umidom elach, Melech memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata, Le'achayot metim, Baruch ata, Adonai, Mechayeh hametim. Page 49. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalaluhu chasela, Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el ha'kadosh. אתה קידשת את יום השביעי לשכח את עבודה. לצייר עליהם. So at this point, we will turn to page 51 for Shalom Rav. I got to change my guitar strings. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Asim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adam v'chol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adam v'chol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Asim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Asim Leolam. B'tov b'einecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שמרה ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. All right. So now I'll invite you, everyone, to unmute themselves and to share the names of those who are in need of healing. If there's anyone you'd like to name, please do unmute yourself so I don't overlook you. Go ahead, Anne.
Elaine Israel and Ellen Metz.
Thank you. Annette.
Louise Landau, Rosemary Dickerson, and myself.
Thank you. Go ahead, Marcia.
Dory Swanberg, Francine, and all those who don't have anyone to think of them in time of need.
Thank you. And I'll remember Rachel and Tamar Bat Miriam, and also Louise Snyder, who's not feeling well. All right. So the Misha Berach, if you have a book in front of you, is found on page 173 in the top left-hand corner. Misha Berach Amote V'kol HaBeracha Imote. Judy, I'm sorry. You probably have someone you want to mention.
Yes.
Judy, go ahead.
Coco, Naomi Razel, Pravit, Neville Goldman.
Thank you, Judy. I apologize for not calling any earlier. All right, we'll start from the top. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikol HaBracha Imoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Aimotenu Mekol HaBeracha V'Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. All right. So we will turn now back to, let's see here. All right. We will turn now to the Aleinu, which is found on page 56. I invite you to rise. Page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol la'teit gdula liyotzeh bereshit shelo asanu kagoye haratzot v'lo samanu kamishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, משה ביקרו בשמיים עמה, Shchina tuzo, gove meromim, hu Eloheinu eno, emet malkeinu efesulato, kakatu betorato, viadata hayom, viashivota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, Bashamayim mimah, v'al haaretz mitachat eno. Page 57. Al ken necha v'lecha Adonai Eloheinu lirot mehirat tiferet zecha. V'taken olam b'malchut shaddai b'chol v'nei basar yikru v'yishmecha la'afnot elecha kol yisrael. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam v'hed v'ne'ema, v'haya Adonai melech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. All right, so we will now feel free for a moment to unmute yourself to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. It's great to see the people I can see and great to hear the voices of the people whose voices I can hear. Thank you all very much for coming together. If you see any of your friends, invite them to join us. We almost had a minyan tonight. And it would be great to be able to actually have a minyan. So please feel free to encourage, to cajole, to insist, to force, however you want to do it, others to join us. If they need a prayer book, I'm willing to do what it takes to get one into their hands. And but it's very nice to spend time with this group, and I would love to get to the point where we had a minyan every week. So, all right. So good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos.
All right. So you close on page 62 with Yigdal. Page 62. And I'm happy that I'm finally singing Yigdal. I have a colleague. I was co-leading a service with her the other day, and she always sings Yigdal at the end of the service. And I said, we should do that. We should definitely do that. It's a lot of fun. All right. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach nimtza b'yenei ten Echad v'yeni. Oh, sorry. Echad v'yen. And I'm going to say, Echad v'yen yachid keyichuto nelam v'gam ein sof v'achduto en lo dmut guf v'eno guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar Asher nivra Rishon v'in Rishit l'cheshito Hino Adon Olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato u'malchuto Shefa nevuato netano el Anshe segulato v'tif Arto lo kam Yisrael kemo she'od navi umabit et emunato tochatem et natan le'amoel al yad nevi'o ne'eman beto lo yachalif ha'el v'lo yamir dato le'olamim lezulato צופה ויודע שתחנו מביט לסוף דבר במקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע ברשעתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחייאל ברוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. Great to spend time together. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Please feel free to join us tomorrow morning. Services begin at 10 with our Pesukei de Zimra, and we will start our Torah reading and discussion sometime around 11. Please feel free to join us for any and all of that. A couple of announcements. If you missed it, if you don't get my email, there are a couple of events happening over the internet that could be really sound fun. On Tuesday, there is a Tuesday next week. There's a Hanukkah celebration with the Yiddish Theater in New York, and you can sign up for free. And it sounds like it's going to just be a spectacular thing. That link is in my email to everybody. If you're interested and you don't get the email, if you have access to a computer, you can still do it. So just be in touch with me and I'll send it to you. Also, only over the internet, next Saturday night is a concert by a band called Nefesh Mountain, which is kind of a Jewish bluegrass band. And they are really something, and they're going to be broadcasting from Nashville. And because you're part of the, if you're interested in that, let me know. Send me an email, and I'll send you. There's a code, Hillel. If you put a Hillel code in there, you get a $2 discount off of the ticket price, which is $10. So it's $8 for a concert, which I think is going to be worth it. So anyway. So be in touch if you have any interest in those things. If you have any trouble getting on, just let me know and we'll figure it out. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos.